Hello everyone and welcome back, or if you're new, just welcome here to my channel in general. So for those of you that don't know me, you don't follow me or my story, I am in a long distance relationship and I have been since early summer of 2016, so it's been like a year and a half now. He came to visit me that first Christmas. I went back this summer and then he just left again for Christmas. So in a year and a half, we've only seen each other like every 6 months, so only 3 times. But for updates on our long distance relationship, that'll actually be in the next video, which will be an updates video. And I'll go over when we're closing the distance, because that's actually coming up and it's very exciting. So I try to be as positive as possible, both in real life and on this channel. Hopefully that translates and reflects well in the comments and how I talk to you guys. But at the same time, I don't want to come off as disingenuous or unrealistic. And obviously you read the title of this video, and when you're in a long distance relationship and you go to visit your significant other, it cannot always be a vacation. Most of us in long distance relationships are either currently students or currently working. Andy, my boyfriend, is an active adult member of the adult community. He has a full-time job, and I'm a full-time student who hasn't had less than 2 part-time jobs in quite a few years. I think this past semester I had 3 or 4 part-time jobs at once. So we're both busy people, and we can only take 1 week off at a time. And I know some couples are able to take more time off than that. Maybe you're both students, so you can spend most of the summer together or something like that, which is great and super lucky and super good for you. But for a lot of us, we can only spend that 1 week at a time. Which leads into the title of this video. It's just the reality of a long distance relationship is that your visit cannot always be a vacation. In many ways, yes, honestly, visiting your significant other when you're in a long distance relationship is a vacation. You took that 1 week off of work, you have all these things planned, you're gonna go see certain things and eat certain things, and you just have all of these ideas of what you're going to do and where you're going to do it. So yes, a visit can absolutely feel like and be like a vacation. But at the same time, visits can't always feel like that. They can't always feel like and be like vacations. And obviously, I can only speak from personal experience. It would be ridiculous of me to try to speak for everyone in a long-distance relationship. But just keep in mind that this is coming from a very personal place, and I'm going to actually be talking about this past trip with Andy because visits are not a vacation is something my mom actually told me as I was like an emotional disaster in their house after we dropped Andy off at the airport to leave. And it sounds so obvious to say a visit isn't a vacation. And like when she said that to me, and I was like, duh, Mom, of course. But then I really thought about it and she was right. And it really applied to this past week we had. What happened to me during this past week probably will not apply to any of you. And if it does, I am so sorry because I know it sucks and I'm here for you. But so this past visit kind of really put things in perspective for me and kind of gave me a big dose of reality. So to get right into it, the one catalyst that kind of fired off all of the other misfortune during this visit was that Andy's flight was delayed quite a few hours leaving Incheon and then delayed again when he was coming into New York. And so we had gotten to the airport and I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and the JFK Wi-Fi was out because I tried to connect. So I knew he couldn't be contacting me because that was the only way he could use KakaoTalk, which is how we communicate through the Wi-Fi. So he couldn't talk to me, which was, it wouldn't have been a problem if we only waited 15 or so minutes. But 2 hours passed and I was listening to these Koreans coming out of the gate and talking in Korean, knowing that they must have come off of either Korean Air or Asiana, and I was like, where is he? And we actually spoke to the workers there and they were like, yeah, the plane landed, like everyone's here, like everyone's accounted for. And so I was getting really, really stressed. 2 hours, not able to talk to him. Was he being questioned? I didn't know. So finally he came out and we had our little reunion. The video of that is posted. But that was a lot of stress for me. And my body does this thing, this great thing, when it gets really stressed. It actually creates cold sores on my lip. So the very next day that we woke up, half of my upper lip broke out in a cold sore. And the thing that sucks about a cold sore is that it makes it awkward to kiss, or at least I was very self-conscious kissing, which is like half of the reason you go to see your significant other is to physically interact, and I felt subconscious doing it, and I was like, no, my God, like really now? But that like wasn't the biggest deal. Andy acted completely unaffected. He didn't really care that I had this like thing on my lip. But then that Tuesday, so 3 or 4 days after he was there, the misfortune continued. I actually have a reoccurring health issue that I've had since before high school, I believe, that I'd like to keep private for now, but it's always in my system, and I know it flares up randomly. I know certain things trigger it to flare up, but a lot of the times it's just really random when I get these symptoms. And 3 or 4 days after Andy was there, I started to get the symptoms of this issue that, again, made me uncomfortable being like physically intimate and interacting because I was kind of in pain. And I can't help that. I can't help that I have a recurring health issue. Neither of you guys can help if you have a known health issue and it flares up. That's just life. That's how that goes. But that was still manageable because I have medication for that. It was just 2 days later, Thursday, that I either had food poisoning, a stomach bug, or the one medication I was on made me so sick that I was physically being sick from 11 at night until 9 in the morning every half hour, which was exhausting. It was completely out of the blue. I was feeling fine before that, but it made me, it lasted, it felt like the flu. It lasted until after Andy left. So the entire latter half of the week, I was basically immobile. I had to cancel plans. I had to sit on the couch and just be sick. It was horrible. But this isn't a pity party, and I actually don't regret being sick, so I'm not looking for sympathy necessarily. I'm just shedding light on the fact that sometimes life happens and shit happens. A lot of the times you can kind of build up this fantasy in your head of these visits with your significant other because you don't see them for so long and you're only getting pictures and you really only have your imagination to rely on most of the time. So they can really kind of feel like mild fantasies to go see this other person, and you just like, you've been thinking about it and dreaming. But if your week is like that and it's just like feels like one big dream and everything's perfect, then fantastic. But they're not dreams. It's real life. Again, shit happens and you can't control a lot of what happens. It's not a vacation, it's real life. And in real life, when you're in a relationship, it can't be that dream all of the time. And that's why I really don't regret being sick, because it was really the first time that I got to see how Andy would respond to a sick partner, potentially a sick child in the future, and he took such good care of me. He was so caring and so sweet and so kind throughout the whole process. It kind of felt like I was a kid again and my mom was taking care of me. It was really, really touching, and I felt bad but also so appreciative of just how he was taking care of me. He was so, so caring, and that meant so much more than anything we could have gone to see, anything we could have eaten together. Just the fact that I was able to see this new side of him as a caretaker, and he could see this new side of me as being ill, it meant so, so much. And that's what real life is. You get sick, and you need to be with someone that you know is going to take care of you. So visits, yeah, they can be fun, but they also are, you need to be able to take as much time as you can to understand your partner, since you're about to leave again and you can't physically be around them, and you need to be able to see how they respond to certain situations and how that is compatible with you and your life and who you are as a person. If you have these health issues, if you know you get like upset over certain things, how they respond to you and how you work as a team and how you problem solve together. So I'm not hoping any of you get sick, but you shouldn't regret it or be mad or upset if you do, or if something gets canceled, because everything that comes at you, all of the negative stuff too, you can twist it so easily and see the bright side and see whether this reveals how great your partner is at handling things with you as a team, or it can reveal if there's a problem in the relationship or something you need to work on. When you're visiting your significant other, it's not about the stuff you do. It's about who you're with and being with each other. It's not about where you go, like what you're sightseeing, what you're visiting. It's about being with each other and seeing how compatible you are and getting to know each other better on a deeper level. So to recap, I guess, for the end here, visits are not vacations, but if your visit goes perfectly smooth and happy and beautiful like a vacation, good for you, 2 thumbs up. There's absolutely no problem with that. I'm not here to be like, you cannot ever go to a beach or a pool or go sightseeing or eat anything fancy when you're visiting. You should just sit at home. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to express that if something does go wrong, stay positive about it, because it'll absolutely become a learning opportunity. So thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck, good health, happiness to all of the other long distance couples out there. Look forward to my updates video. I'll be talking about when Andy and I are finally closing the distance, And that's it from me. I hope that you kind of got my message. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
We're living in a different time zone. 바뀌어버린 낮과 밤이야. Have a good night. 먼저 자.